Hi guys, and welcome to All About the Philippines. So I know there's many subscribers here on our channel that are interested in the long distance relationship stuff. So I'm going to talk today about long distance relationship with a Filipina, and is it all a mind game? So if you're dating a Filipina, or you're a Filipina dating a foreigner, then stay tuned. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it all being a mind game. It's not as difficult as you might think if you get set right in the first place. So stay tuned. The first thing that can play with your mind when you're looking to date a Filipina is whether to go online or whether to find a Filipina face to face. So in other words, going over to the Philippines and seeing if you can, trying your luck and see if you can find a Filipina there that is compatible with you. Now, both ways have their merits and both ways have their downfalls. So, of course, if you the downfall of going to the Philippines is going to cost you straight up. Where do you actually find one that you think might be interested? You know, and we have done videos on that. So always check the playlist. I'll put the playlist up here. So at the end of this video, check out that playlist, and you'll see lots of helpful videos around all these sorts of things we talk about here in this video today. So when looking online, do you go to Facebook groups? Do you go to our online dating sites? Where are you going to find a Filipina? We've all heard about the scams in the Philippines, you know, Filipina scamming guys. So that's a big thing that plays on the mind too when you're looking. So how do you know which is a genuine Filipina and which is not a genuine Filipina? A lot of you guys would be new to doing this, as I was when I was looking for a Filipina. I was very new to this sort of stuff. So it's going to be the same for you guys. So how do you actually know? First thing is videos like this and other videos on YouTube telling you about the different scams going on and what they're actually doing. So researching yourself and arming yourself with the knowledge that you need to be looking out for. What are the red flags you need to watch out for? What scams do you need to watch out for? So if you know those things straight away, you're feeling a bit more confident about jumping in there and looking for a Filipina. So research is key prior to even looking for a Filipina. So the next thing you want to be researching a bit about is cultural differences. So dating a Filipina can be quite different to dating a woman in your own country, where you may have all your dating and relationship experience. So learning about the different cultures, about the different ways that they do things in their relationships, and then putting your culture in it with her culture can be quite challenging. So you really need to research about the different cultures from the Philippines, especially around dating. We'll mention that a little bit here, but again, if you check out the relationship playlist on my YouTube channel, you will find a lot of helpful videos there. So Filipinas typically, not all of them, but typically can be very emotional people, more so than your average woman, I've found, in my opinion. But that's not necessarily a negative thing all the time, because what comes with that emotion is true passion and belief in relationships and family and all that sort of thing. So there's a lot of good stuff that comes with an emotional woman. But on the flip side, there's also the tempo that can come with it. So as a Western man, do you know what tempo is? So there's something else that you would need to research if you're not sure what we're talking about. So check a video out here that I've done on tempo, and I've got a few more in my relationship playlist that you can also check out. So learning about tempo and then deciding yourself how you can deal with tempo if it comes up in your relationship with your new Filipina is very important to know that before it happens. Then it's not a shock, it's not a problem, and you can work through it and resolve that situation. So that in itself can be actually a big mind game if you're in a relationship with somebody and that sort of thing happens. So preparing yourself for that will take away from that mind game, which is part of the long distance relationship stuff. Now another one that often can cause problems in a relationship is when she wants to send money home to her family. Now we've done many videos on that, but really it's about you understanding why she needs to do that. Now not all Filipinas want to do that, but I know most certainly do. Especially where I live, they all send money home to their families. And it's very important for them to do that. Now, you understanding why it's important before you even date a Filipina is going to do yourself a favour, because understanding why she needs to do that will stop you from, going a bit crazy about thinking, why is she sending all her money home to the Philippines? But if you come to an agreement with her about, what's acceptable amounts to send home, then that takes away from the anguish of that. So just getting your head around in the early stages of why she needs to do it will help you a lot around going a bit crazy trying to figure out why she's doing this. So when you enter that relationship with a Filipina, that long distance relationship with your Filipina, you need to get your mind set there. Being away from your Filipina for long periods of time can be challenging. You're talking to her quite regularly on video link, you're chatting to her through Messenger, all that sort of thing, but it's not the same as being there physically with each other. So a lot of the physical aspect is gone out of the relationship, and that can be quite challenging for a lot of people. So you need to get your mind set and say, well, yes, there's going to be extended periods of time, maybe several months or half a year, maybe a year, where we won't actually get to be with each other, depending on your circumstances. Now, how are you going to manage to do that? Can you get your mind set right to say, well, it's all going to be worth it in the end? Yes, it's going to be hard, and knowing it's going to be hard and preparing yourself for that is the big thing. But it doesn't always have to be hard either. The way you plan your long distance relationship can be very important. So things like having set times when you will meet up and be together, so you've got things to look forward to. That's very important. And that helps with those mind games, the thoughts that creep in, all that sort of thing. It's really important to have those times set between the two of you. And even on a shorter scale, what days and nights are you going to talk? Is it every night at 7 o'clock? Is it every second night at 7 o'clock? What is it, once a week? The more you can keep in contact with each other, the better that relationship will go. It doesn't have to be for a long time every night, maybe half an hour catch up or an hour catch up, but it's really important that you guys put those plans in place to make the long distance relationship a positive experience. Now, are you or your partner generally a jealous type of person? Well, if that's the case, then you could have a lot of mind games going on when you're having a long distance relationship. Jealousy can impact greatly on a long distance relationship because you're thinking, oh, she's 10 minutes late for getting on video chat, or she hasn't sent a message to me today, what's going on? All this sort of stuff. That can really do your mind if you're a jealous person. So really, I suggest if you're a jealous person, keep away from long distance relationships. It will do your head in, and that will truly be a mind battle getting through that, and it will probably end up destroying the relationship because you're going to be asking all these questions of her. And the same applies if she's a jealous type too. She could be wondering where you are all the time, why you're not paying her all this attention, and you might get sick of that too over a period of time. So it works both ways there. But being a jealous type of person in a long distance relationship is really going to do your head in. It's not going to do the relationship any good, and it would be most likely doomed to failure. So if you're a jealous type of person, work on that before you get into a relationship, because it's not going to be a productive relationship for sure. All those things I've mentioned can really play on your mind in a long distance relationship. It is different to a traditional relationship where you're there, you can see each other, you can pick up on the vibes better, your gut feeling is often better when you're face to face with somebody. But if you're properly prepared, you've done your research, and you're able to trust in your partner and relax, then the relationship will be a productive one for sure. When you have that time together, you will value it so much more, and it'll be even more special than in a traditional face-to-face relationship. So that's my best advice, guys. Really do your research and prepare, and get your mind right before you get into that relationship. If you do those things, it's going to be so much easier, and the chances are your relationship is going to be very positive and for many years to come. So I wish you all the best in your search for your Filipina, or if you're in a relationship with a Filipina, all the best for the very future. I hope this video has helped you guys. If it has, give it a big thumbs up. don't forget to put your comments down below. I'd love to hear your experiences and thoughts around this. Also, don't forget to share the video around with all your networks, and of course subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell to get more videos. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I appreciate all your support. Take care and bye for now.